All right, if you were paying attention an hour ago, Maddow leaked Trump's 2005 tax return. It's mega bombshell reporting from this lamestream media outlet that just won't go away. Maddow drummed it up for hours beforehand. Oh, we got Trump's tax return. We got Trump's tax return. Ha. And of course, in first, she was like being vague. Oh, we got Trump tax return material. So it's like, oh, well, what exactly they have? Aha, it's the 2005 returns. And they're actually real. The problem is the 10 extra people that tuned in then got to see her post this material. And Trump actually made a significant amount of money, $150 million, and then paid 38 million or something like that out. He actually paid a higher tax rate than Obama, than Sanders, and even MSNBC's own parent company. Whoops. And number two, then Trump decided, and he dictated this through someone else, but it came from Trump, let's face it, dictated out the actual numbers from the tax returns before they actually could post it on MSNBC. Whoops, they got scooped by Trump himself. And number three, it's a client copy of the tax returns that they appeared to be exhibiting, which means, of course, it was probably given to them by the Trump camp in the first place. Probably some staffer, Trump said, hey, bring this to MSNBC, pretend that you're like a disaffected staffer, just drop it in their mailbox or something. They'll report on it because they're desperate. And then Maddow, of course, took the bait and said, aha, I've got a major story here, hoo-hoo, I've got Trump's tax return. And, of course, it's totally anticlimactic, and so now MSNBC's audience gets to go on there and see the total nothing show. And the only real takeaway from it is Trump was actually telling the truth when he said, yeah, I make a lot of money. 150 million, yeah, it's quite a bit of money, let's face it, for a single year's work. And actually pays a significantly higher tax rate than most of these other people pay. And that's after he brags about all the deductions that he takes, and he's still paying that sky-high rate. Yeah, that's not bad for a night's work for Trump because he just basically crippled the credibility of MSNBC. They took the bait. It almost certainly, this is one of those times that Trump almost certainly was feeding them material as though somebody else was leaking it, knowing full well what his response would be. He scoops them, and then he sits back and laughs because Rachel Maddow's here in front of supposedly a large audience, although I think the average MSNBC viewer by 9 o'clock is comatose, honestly, considering their age demographic. You know, the old folks home. Yeah, I'm sure that a lot of them stay up to 9 p.m. to watch Rachel Maddow, of all people. And I think they're all watching Fox News at this hour. She thinks she has a major story, and it undermines the credibility of arguments that were made regarding Trump's finances by Maddow herself and MSNBC at large, by CNN, but also by the Democratic Party for months and months during the election. We want to see your tax returns. We don't believe you paid any taxes. You're not pulling your weight. You're not paying your fair share. You probably paid nothing. No, actually, he paid a significant number of millions of dollars into the tax system. Again, after taking supposedly all these marvelous, glorious, top-tier deductions that he brags about so often. So there goes your argument. At least as far as that specific year is concerned, Trump did make a huge amount of money, so there goes your argument of, oh, he's a failed businessman out the window. Failed businessmen don't make $150. I mean, $150 million rather in profit. Yeah, $150 in pure profit, that might be a failed businessman. You know, maybe in your Lego village it makes sense, but not in the real world. He makes $150 million. He pays his fair share. He's paying a higher tax rate than most of these other people that are around him that are claiming to be, they're so humanitarian and they love paying high tax rates because, oh, it's my civic duty or some crap like that. In reality, they just grandstand. They fail to take a few deductions because they know that it'd look bad if they do when they run for re-election or something. Trump doesn't give a fuck, never took the deductions, I guess, in the first place, assuming that he's paying this tax rate. And it's a client copy. She got totally trolled and they scooped her. Wow. Wow, what a brisket head Rachel Maddow really is. How far the so-called news has really devolved when this is investigative journalism. They didn't even look up what it meant that it said client copy on it. They didn't even look at it. They didn't even do a Google search. They did no investigation. They probably got these papers within the last 24 hours, didn't even check them. They put them on her desk. Said, oh, well, we've got something juicy for you. Here's the run-up. She's like, oh, good, yeah, cha-ching. I'm seeing dollar signs in my eyes. only to realize, of course, when she's actually breaking the story, once people begin responding to it, there's really no way they can spin this as a bad thing for Trump. He paid his taxes. He did make money. That undermines the two main arguments they made all throughout the campaign, including MSNBC. Well, there you go. I guess Trump wins once more by completely trolling his political foes. So I thought it was great fun thinking about how they're going to react tomorrow. Are they going to issue a retraction? Oh, no, we moved the zero accidentally. Here's the non-photoshopped copy or something like that. He only made $15 million, something like that. Or the funny part is, I guess the intonation from them is either he made too much money, that is, he's out of touch, he's too rich, or he didn't make enough, therefore he's a failed businessman. Either way, they're going to find some way to try to attack him for how much he made. But it's literally meaningless. And he paid his fair share of taxes, so it doesn't matter how they spin it. Then he turns around and says, oh, well, you think it's a small amount? Well, look at all the taxes that I paid. Therefore, the taxes are too burdensome on both the rich and the poor. You should support lower taxes. Or they'll say that he made too much, and he'll say, yeah, but I paid so much money into the system, and all these kids went to school, and I provided money for, the military and stuff because I was paying taxes. He can't really lose in this situation, much as Brisket Head may try to make it look like he has. And of course, some of Rachel Maddow's audience, I can give Trump a fair shake. They'll find some way to complain about, oh, he made $150 million, how out of touch is he? Yeah, but your candidate, Hillary Clinton, said consistently she didn't believe he made any money. That he was a total friggin' failure and that he never made a dime in many of those years. And, and that he was riding high on write-offs, basically, to keep afloat, that he didn't know how to run a business. Oh, there goes your argument, I suppose, at least, again, for that year. Hopefully they leak more of his tax returns. Maybe next time when Trump shows up in a Groucho Marx outfit and starts depositing papers in their mailbox, they'll think twice about reading it out on the nightly news. That's about all. Peace out.